And what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Breakdown. I'm your host, I am Miggy, Miggy, and we're going to be talking about MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs. And with me, again, your favorite trio. We're here with Bipoler, we're here with Greatchen. They just came off from a whole weekend of casting for the Athena Cup. The ones who are going to be representing us in the Philippines in the MWI coming EWC. All the while, Greatchen also followed that up with an MDL casting playoffs series. So, what's up, Bipoler? What's up, Greatchen?
What's up, guys? It's been one hell of a week for us, even for Miggy as well, right? So, it's been fun. Now we're heading into the playoffs. Athena has been pretty fun. We have Navi representing us in
Woohoo!
MWI. A lot of like emotions were driven for the players and as well as the casters, even for the production crew at Tagaytay. And yeah, it's gonna be another week of ML playoffs. So I'm excited for MPL.
Yes, indeed. How about you, Greatchen? How was casting in Tagaytay, the hot, cold central of the Philippines?
It's quite fun for me because for those who
Really,
don't know,
Gretchen.
quite fun, but and at the same time new experiences because for those who don't know, it's actually my first time doing an on-site cast just like that. So it's pretty a historic moment for me. So I am pretty much proud of myself, even though there were a lot of challenges, especially for bipolar. You already know the
Nah,
but
you were so good
yes,
there, though, Gretchen. You were so good. It
thank
was
you.
honestly so easy to work.
Thank you so much. And with that, I am pretty excited on what we have in store for MPL Season 17.
And with that being said, we have noticed, as they said, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be competitive. It's gonna be a must-watch playoffs series. So with that further ado, let's talk flow. We're gonna be talking about the overview on what's going on, what happened in the regular season, and we're gonna give you guys our thoughts and opinions of what happened prior to playoffs, and then we're gonna be talking about the playoffs. And with that being said, this is where it's gonna be happening. This video is probably gonna be posted the day of the playoffs, but it's gonna be during lunchtime, I believe. So yeah, if you guys have the time, you guys have. I believe a bunch of the tickets have actually sold out. But if you guys were able to get your tickets, it's gonna be happening in San Juan Arena, one of the biggest basketball courts or basketball arenas here in the Philippines, and a lot of big games, either collegiate and local leagues, are played here. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Before we start talking about the game itself, What are your thoughts on the arena of choice?
For me, San Juan Arena is such a milestone once again for MPL that we go back to a place where it is actually an arena, not just a place for like a venue for MPL. It caters more people, I believe. So a lot of people will be going here, and it's in the middle of the metro. San Juan is literally in the middle of the metro. Everyone can go there. Plus, for me, it's gonna be fun because we were talking about this. I can walk towards San Juan Arena right now and be there in like 30 minutes or so. So this is
Wow.
gonna be fun. But yeah, San Juan Arena is pretty iconic for Mobile Legends as well. So it's it's fun. Plus, there's a lot of food, like restaurants beside it. So I'm happy for that as well.
Yeah, actually, as you brought it up, it's a big milestone. It just goes to show how big the community has gotten. That we could
Oh
fill
yeah,
up stadiums, we could fill up arenas, like basketball-sized arenas, not just a small convention hall now. But it just goes to show how big the MPL fan base has become. How about you,
yeah.
Greatchen? Having worked in the arena recently at Tagaytay, what are your thoughts? It's
Yeah.
that's where we're moving towards. It seems like we're really moving towards getting bigger venues because it's there to we can't just contain
Philippine
the
Arena.
fan base, right? Phil Arena,
Why
maybe for
not?
the next M series,
Philippine
right?
Arena. What if?
What if for me I haven't actually been to San Juan Arena, but I do hope it's cold there. It has a lot of air condition, please. I
It
like that
is. It is.
kind of venue.
Hopefully,
And
hopefully.
yeah, joking aside, it's actually good that we're starting San Juan Arena being the venue for season 17 because based on what was posted in the MPL page, it's the country's biggest sporting leagues the basketball, volleyball is actually
Yeah.
being conducted in this area. So I'm pretty excited on what we have in store for the esports side, specifically
Ooh.
for Mobile Legends.
Yes, hopefully in DDO that things are gonna go smoothly. And with that being said, that pretty much covers our thoughts and opinions on the arena. Again, MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs are gonna be done in San Juan Arena, so in the San Juan area near Santolan Town Plaza. FYI, it's gonna be happening starting May 27 to May 31. So May 27, before anything, shout out to our Muslim brothers and sisters. It's gonna be a holiday for them. It's Eid al-Adha. So yeah, hope you guys celebrate that day well and have a restful holiday. And with that being said, we're gonna be talking about our regular season. Really, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. We were talking about this a while back. We were talking about maybe was this the results or were these the results we were expecting coming into this season? Because a lot of people were talking about Aurora Gaming being contenders and all, but it seems like we saw some. Yes, these were predicted, but we also saw some weird upset sets and happy upsets. So, what are your thoughts here on everything going on, Greatchen?
On my case, this season is actually one of the most interesting seasons we have in MPL history because if you're going to notice the gap between the teams, it's somehow a little bit close to one another, wherein we cannot actually say that the ones who are currently at top two, top three will remain the same way because the only difference is as you can for top three and top four rather because it's somehow 3 points difference and the way how these teams evolve continuously throughout the regular season prove to us that there are some stereotypes that we have taught mid-season that is not applicable going into the playoffs. One of which would be Omega, Smart Omega,
Yeah.
because I think for Bipoler and Biggie, you ranked them top 8 during the
Yeah,
I'm so
they were gonna
mid-season.
be eliminated.
I'm
We
so
are
sorry.
sorry. We
I'm so
apologize.
sorry.
We were not familiar with your game.
Sorry.
I'm
but
sorry.
but I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually thought of the same way. But the way they broke those stereotypes, the way
Yeah.
they went beyond limitations, showed case to us that we are indeed one of the dark horses here in MPL Philippines right now. Just because look at their standing, they're currently up top four, and contrast to what we have highlighted earlier on Aurora Gaming being the world champions, only just a brink towards their eliminations because they fought their way towards the last week of the regular season and they're currently situated at top 6. So meaning to say, once the team is at the top, you can expect that they will truly not remain on top forever because the world is circular. Sometimes you are on the top, sometimes you will go down, and I feel like it's also applicable to our season right now.
Exactamundo. Honestly, yeah. Yeah. On behalf of Bipoler and me and myself, we apologize to Smart Omega. We sorry we're not
I'm really
familiar with your
sorry.
game. Shout out
I'm
to
really sorry.
Netsky. He just played a really hella good second half of the
Oh
season,
yeah.
and it just kind of catapulted them into where they are now. But how about you, Bipolar? What are your thoughts on everything? Having seen all of these, we were our boys, our boys, the TNC Pro team. What happened and all that? You gotta talk. You gotta
Uh
share your thoughts.
I mean, yeah, I have to, but I would like to acknowledge the fact that Gretchen said this. There's a gap, but I feel like there's still a gap between Team Liquid and the rest of the teams. Yes, Team Falcons is just below them in the rankings in terms of regular season, but I feel like in terms of like play style and how they adapt and how they really dominate the scene here locally, there's still such a wide gap that wherein Team Liquid is still above the skies. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams right in the MPL are still trying to reach that peak. But yeah, it's really interesting on how MPL season 17 came through here up until the playoffs, because we did not expect that the people in 3 to number 8 in terms of standings are gonna be placed at that spot.
Exactly.
TNC Pro Team, I really want them to at least claim number 6. I was hopeful that they were gonna be number 4, because you know, uh I'm so sad for Zaida once again. I saw him cry last time, and I'm seeing them be depressed once again. And now they're on number 8, where, well, this is really not, a new scene for TNC as a whole, right? In MLBB, but to have these players be defeated once again, it's so sad. I'm just surprised actually that as I while I was watching MPL, I'm still surprised that Aurora actually clinched their way towards number 6, because I mean, I put them so high. I feel like number 2 last time.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or at least number 3. I put them so high just because of their performance, right? In the international scene, you saw Light being amazing. You saw Yue being amazing. The rest of the team was so good, but everything fell through. I felt like Aurora was experimenting from day number 1 up until the last day of the regular season. Every pick for me was like, why? There were some good picks, but it was always like a question mark at the end. Like, it's still Aurora, I get it, but yeah, I'm so surprised. I mean, I'm so happy for Omega as well that they are on the number 4 spot after watching their plays, especially looking at Mingwin. We're gonna be talking about that later on. Oh my god, I am I want the jackets in Omega. I want one of those, and I'll buy myself a baton to enable myself to become one of Smart Omega's fans. But yeah, Twisted Minds is also one team that I was so surprised of, because I put AP Bren and TNC so high
Yeah.
just because of their experience. But Twisted Minds, man oh man, I love their team right now. They can possibly battle Onyx Philippines to a point that it can go towards game number 5. That's how
You picture it.
I see Twisted Minds as well as Omega Esports. But yeah, there's still a gap. Team Liquid, who's surprised? Honestly, who is surprised
You're
that Team
right.
Liquid is still on the top? But yeah, I mean, Team Falcons making it harder for everyone in the scene right now as well.
Yeah, so I guess with both of what you guys said with Aurora, I guess I'll start with that. My thoughts on the whole ranking system. I do feel you guys. I did rank Aurora Gaming very highly during the start or preseason, because they did perform so well in the championship in the M series. But
Yeah.
then as the saying goes, you're only as good as your last game. And well, after that, it just goes to show that since they were the champions, they were the ones who got studied. They're the ones everyone else were preparing for, and it was seen. Everyone knew how Aurora played, what their strengths and weaknesses were, and they were able to adjust to that. But all the while, the teams that win are the ones who can adjust to everyone's game plan, not just the champions. And I guess no surprise, Team Liquid, as you guys mentioned, no surprise, Team Liquid's gonna be there. As much as people were saying or doubting that with the changes in the gold lane in Team Liquid, there's the four horsemen, as they monikered them. The four horsemen is what really drives the power of Team Liquid. And share with you guys, yeah, Omega being number 4 in the regular season was not part of my bucket list, but it's a happy surprise, I'd say, because it just goes to show how competitive the season is. Yes, there are big ass point discrepancies on from the top half to the bottom half, but then it just goes to show how competitive everyone was. It wasn't just easy games. Sure, there were sweeps, but it wasn't any easy sweeps. Sometimes they just get caught in a bad day. But I guess my thoughts and opinions on this would be, yeah, well, no surprise with the Team Liquid being there. Aurora Gaming was a big surprise, because I thought they would do better, but it just means that there might be things they have to work on moving forward to our playoffs. And Onyx Philippines being there with Savero, everyone was questioning it, but they were able to showcase that they still had a strong lineup. And if you guys want thoughts or more of a more in-depth thought of ours or in-depth conversation of our thoughts on what's been going on the regular season, you guys could check out one of our videos or previous videos, all three of us as well. So I'm a shameless plug it in my own account or in my own channel wherein we had a video as well wherein we talked about the mid-season with Greatchen and Bipoler. So if you guys want to hear more of our thoughts and opinions with how the teams have been performing during the regular season, you can check it there. But aside from that, I guess from then on to now, it's been a happy surprise with Omega being top 4. AP Bren and TNC, I was expecting them to do better because they usually activate during the second half of the series, but the season. But it is what is it, right? And I like how Greatchen mentioned that it is the nature of competition. There's always gonna be a winner. There's always gonna be a loser, and yeah. If you guys have anything else to add, now's the time. Up to you guys. Bipolar, Greatchen. How about you?
Started off. I wish TNC went higher. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm, but hopefully Aurora bounces back as well,
Agree.
because I don't want to see people saying that their championship in the international scene is a fluke.
Agree.
I hope they place high, if not win, place high at least, because people will clown on Aurora with the fans right now and how they're looking at Aurora. It's like they're a non-factor right now for people out there. So I feel like they can also at least show in the playoffs that Aurora is championship worthy, not just in the international scene but here in the local scene as well.
Exactly. And I do agree with you with that because with how rabid or how loyal the fans are of MPL, not just for Aurora, that sometimes the negative comments come from a good place wherein it's like they want them to do better. They know they could do better. But of course, it's still in the wording. It's still, it takes a toll on our players. And again, as we mentioned,
Yeah.
right, it's the most competitive season we've had. And how about you, Gretchen?
Just to add on what was already mentioned, since this is so far the most competitive season in MPL Philippines history, the addition of Severo being the only import playing here in the current season, it just proves to show that um uh, other regions are also keeping up with the standard or the
Agree.
championship standard of the Philippines, and I can't wait on how it will also elevate the level of competition in the upcoming MSC and maybe even M8. So yeah, that's all.
Exactly. That just goes to show that the longer ML lasts or exists, the more competitive the more competitive everything gets, the more challenging it gets to be where we're at now. And with that being said, as we talked about regular season, we are moving forward to our MPL Philippines Season 17 playoff thoughts and opinions. So in this part, we're going to be talking a bunch about, the ending of the regular season. And of course, moving forward and looking forward to the MPL Season 17 playoffs. And with that being said, we're going to be going through the awards. And I guess let's start this off with I guess I'll start it with my opinions on rookie of the season. I feel that on my end, my rookie of the season is Tracy. So Tracy of Twisted Minds. It was just the right calling. He showed up during the second half of the regular season during a call wherein he told Coach Bonchan, at least the articles say, he was the one who went in. He was like, Coach, put me in, Coach, put me in. And then, true enough, when they put him in, he he got activated. He showed up. It was his debut moment, and he was that change that Twisted Mind needed. And then now look at them; they have secured a playoff spot as well, because of his trade, his Khalid, because of how he played as the Rome of Twisted Minds. They were able to get and secure that playoff spot. So my rookie of the season is Tracy, but I do have a runner up or an honorable mention, but I guess briefly, it's Savero. Savero would probably be my honorable mention, and I guess because he's an import, because it's his first time here in the Philippines, and he was able to adjust to the meta. And you could see in the games that he was actually taking charge or calling shots. It wasn't just him depending on the four strong players of Onyx, but rather he was also calling the shots. He was showing them that he could keep up. And lo and behold, he's still here. They have a spot in the playoffs as well. How about you, Bipoler? So that's my rookie of the
For
season, Bipoler.
For me, I like that you mentioned Severo, but I'll be going away
Ooh.
from Severo. I will highlight Teddy from Team Liquid, Mr. Dave Villania, coming in from the MDL scene up towards the MPL
Steady Teddy.
scene as well. Amazing. Teddy, this is why I consider him a rookie of the season. Yes, he has some background already. But think about this, right? When I dove deep towards Teddy's like run on MDL, I believe he never won a championship in MDL. He always plays fourth, fifth, or at least like very, very low, not even qualifying in MDL season 7 to be on that like top 5 spot. They were in 9th to 10th spot, which is crazy to me. Or no, actually, in 2025, he in season 6, they were not even in the finals.
Oh.
They played on the 3rd and 4th spot, which when you look at his background, it feels like he doesn't have any power. But when you put him in a lineup of Team Liquid that has a lot of star-studded players, I won't talk about the player that he took away. But it felt like Teddy was meant to be on Team Liquid. Yes, he's from Team Liquid Academy, but there's a point in time wherein if you put someone in a team that is so good, it can fall. But Teddy didn't do that. Teddy actually played so well to a point that he was on par with the likes of Sanford, with the likes of the Gold God TZ. So I feel like for me, he's the rookie of the season, especially when he plays his Claude. On that signature Claude, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
True, true.
there's like no weight for Carl Tizzy and the rest of his team. He always plays well. If he does get owned in the laning phase, or at least like it's a 50-50, you can definitely see once he hits that 10-minute mark. Oh my god. Terry, come on. You deserve that spot, honestly. There's if you think about it, there's a lot of people that you can put in Team Liquid, like gold laners that have been in the MPO scene for the longest of time. But coming out of MDL, put him in immediately in March, and then he played well. That's why he's my rookie of the season.
I see, I see. And speaking of MDL, an MDL grassroots player in Teddy, let's talk to Greatchen, our resident MDL talent, here going to be talking about her pick for the rookie of the season.
For me, it would be Mingwin from Smart Omega,
Ooh.
just because of how he led his team. So, for those who don't know, he is actually the captain of Smart Omega. And even though he is a rookie, his teammates truly trusted him to the fullest, just because during his MDL days, he also proved his leadership skills upon leading RRQ back then. But now, with his leadership in Smart Omega, it seems like one of the keys on how they activated to the fullest, especially highlighting Ryzen's plays, Perks Ziva, and I feel like he was the missing puzzle for Smart Omega so that we can actually see this potential that we're seeing right now. So all I can say, Mingwin, I'm pretty excited on what he has in store for the playoffs. And just to also add, because I also interviewed him during the boot camp
Ooh.
last visit, and I'm sorry for that teaser.
Yeah, there is a
and
cameo.
And he mentioned that yes, there were pressure points, but he was ready to face it all because he somehow trusts in his capabilities of doing so. So, Mingwin, my rookie of the season.
Honestly, imagine, right? He is the rookie of the season, but his moniker is El Capitan. He's also
Yeah.
from the MDL. He was an MDL grassroots talent. So now he's an esports player for, or a pro esports player for Smart Omega. And honestly, That was a big moniker, like big shoes to fill, especially with your moniker being the El Capitan, and you're now leading Omega into trying to get a spot in the playoffs. And true enough, he did. And just to recap, I guess for rookie of the season, so on my end, my rookie of the season is Tracy from Twisted Minds. For Bipoler, it is Teddy from Team Liquid Philippines, and for Greatchen, it is Mingwin from Smart Omega, El Capitan himself. And with that being
True.
said, I think that pretty much covers it for the rookie of the season. And we're gonna be moving on to the next award for the regular season. And I guess I will be talking about most improved player. So since I started with the rookie of the season, I guess we should go to Bipoler. Bipoler, who is your most improved player?
A little bit of context first. I feel like uh, I would like to ask Gretchen a little. Did Teddy play in MDL like specifically a lot of games? Not a lot, right?
Teddy,
If
Teddy,
you Teddy from Team
yeah,
Liquid right now,
Yeah, yeah.
he
not
actually
a lot, right?
played. He actually played quite a lot during season 6 because
Season
his
6, yeah,
nickname back then was Teddy Cutie. But then
yeah,
when
yeah.
he
Okay, okay.
entered MPL, he removed the cutie.
The
So it,
cutie. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
I guess they were waiting
okay.
on
I
the mid-season, re-
roster change.
roster
roster change.
change.
Yeah, so he played a few
Yeah,
games as well on Team Liquid Academy, though they did not have a good early
yeah.
mid-season first half. I believe they were not winning games.
Okay. I mean, I had to like check
Yeah, yeah.
my if people will bash me if my information is wrong.
No, no, no.
So that's
You
why
got it. You got it.
I was right? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
We
I
fact
was like,
checked those. We fact checked those. And yeah,
yeah, I'm
Teddy,
whew,
it just
whew,
goes to show you if you're in the
whew.
right place, if you're in in a healthy environment, right?
Okay, okay.
You will
I mean,
always have room to grow.
yeah. I'm in a place right now where I don't want to get things mixed up or and all that. Coming in from Athena, I wanted to like make my research like concise. So I was just checking from our MDL caster right below me, Gretchen. But yeah, coming into the most improved player. I'm sorry for the little
It's
commercial.
all
I would
GLG.
still give it to I would still give it to Savero because not in terms of really skill, but adaptation towards MPL Philippines and the language. Because if you think about it, that's a big jump towards having, you know, how to say this about your comfortability breaking apart or broke. What's the right word? Torn apart, and then you still played very well. There was an interview coming in towards Onic where they were saying that he has the skill, he can play very well, but he cannot understand the whole gist of how Onyx Philippines play, just because of language barriers, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I put him in the most improved player, not in terms of skill solely, but in terms of joining in a team that he doesn't really play with a lot. Yes, they played up against each other, but I feel like you have to give it to someone that is also improving outside of game sense. So I give it to Severo.
Yeah, I do agree with the Savero being one of the most improved players because it really goes to show where you mentioned right where we had that segue to talking about Teddy. So it's because of his teammates as well. You get to if you have good teammates, you're able to explore and limit test your capabilities, and that goes to
Yeah.
show with Savero, with Onyx Philippines being one of the strongest teams here in the region. It just goes to show that you're more comfortable taking risks because that's how you're gonna grow. You're not gonna be
Yeah.
blamed. So especially the environment. So as much like with Teddy Cutie, wherein if you looked at his MDL from season 7, his track record from their move before he went to MPL Philippines main team or the MPL team of Team Liquid, he did not have a good start. Though
Yeah.
he was okay in the lane. It's just that his team wasn't able to create enough space for him to activate. And it just goes to show,
Yeah.
much like that, I guess I'm gonna use that as a segue to talk about my most improved player. And though he is not a
Sure.
rookie, he is one of the veterans in our league, and that's gonna be Haji of Team Falcons.
Oh.
I'd say he's one of the most improved players just because his playstyle just goes so well it just complements the play style of Team Falcons. Yes, he was the one who replaced Few, and that's honestly a big shoes to fill because that was a championship lineup, and now you're putting in Few Haji, who's someone who in the past few seasons did not have a really good showing stats wise, but they took a shot at him, took a chance on him. Lo and behold, look at that. They're now second place in the top eight, and Haji played a big part. Sorry guys,
It's all
I
right.
have
We got
I'm
you.
fighting
Got you.
a cough,
Who's
but
killing you, Miggy? I will punch them in the
yeah,
punch
but
them in the tummy right now.
we as they said, as Bipoler said, we just had like a full weekend of casting and stuff. So that's why sorry. But yeah, I was getting choked up. It sounded like I was gonna cry and talk when I was talking about how proud I am for Haji being one of the most improved players. But Haji is just one of my most improved players just because he's able to find his place, and we got to see it come back. The reason he was the KDA machine, and we saw it happen here in Team Falcons, and that's why I put him as most improved player because he's one of the long. It just goes to show that no matter how long you've been in the game, there's always room for improvement. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I guess that's gonna be my most improved player for the season. And how about you, Greatchen?
On my case, I feel like it would be a hot take because their team didn't go through the playoffs. But based on what we seen in the regular season, I feel like the one who truly improved the most would be James Banks from AP Bren because I've seen how much he has grown ever since we have witnessed him in MDL Season 4, wherein his team took on the championship. And ever since he transitioned to MPL, his impact this season somehow shifted the meta in a way. And the one of which would be his Suyo gameplay. And that's why every time a team faces AP Bren, automatically they would ban out Asuyo not unless they are the first pick to actually prioritize it just because of his gameplay. And I feel like his story behind beyond being a player also somehow shifted something in my heart because I read in an article that he actually went through a lot in life, so I wouldn't go in much details, but his story actually inspired me that there are players willing to give it all just to pursue their dreams in esports. And that somehow affected on why I chose him being the most
Oh.
improved player despite him not being part of the playoffs right now. So very inspiring, I would say. And I hope that we can see better of him in the next seasons ahead, whether it may be through AP Bren or with another team. So, yeah, that's my most improved player.
Yeah, it's very understandable actually. Though they did not make it to the playoffs, just James Panks' story. Yeah, I've read the article as well, and it's nice that he he found his place in a team where they really built the team around him, because with the inclusion of KLVJ, you know, veteran, there was someone mentoring him to stay calm in game and all. And I do agree with the most improved thing. Bro, James Panks is the one that started the Sky Piercer Suyu.
Yeah.
And everyone else was
Yeah.
like, everyone was hating on it first. But then they started seeing him do it. But now we see a whole bunch of our junglers doing it. But not everyone can do it as well or as good or as effective as James Panks. So, to recap it, Bipolar's most improved player is Savero.
Severo.
Mine would be Haji. And Greatchen's would be James Panks. Actually, a lot of us are coming from different perspectives on how we see the most improved player, but a lot of it comes from digging from their past and actually being able to break out of their shell. And that's the point of the most improved player. These guys are the ones who've been fighting it out, whether in game or outside the game, and being able to just blossom into who they are now. So with that being said, anyone else will have any last say so's before we start moving on to the next? Oh, actually, the segue to that would be, since we talked about players, we're gonna be talking about our most improved teams. Yes,
Wow.
Hmm.
sir. Yes, that's our segue. I was not able to put it in here, but this is the next part of this segment of most improved players is most improved teams. And I guess Greatchen, you start us off?
Yeah, automatic, top of mind, smart Omega.
Ooh,
Because ever since the previous seasons, there is somehow a stereotype in their team that, oh, they will be part of the bottom teams, they will be part of the eliminated teams, just like TNC. Those are like the common thoughts, opinions that I've been reading in social media platforms. But now, this season, with the help of Kapitan Minguin, they
mismo.
prove that they too can be part of the top teams here right now in MPL. And that's something to be proud of, because the stories of the players, if you're going to talk to them individually, they're like, oh, we actually don't know if we can make it, when you're going to check their confidence level. But now, they have entered the playoffs, so it's pretty much a proud moment for me as someone who witnessed them behind the scenes.
Actually, I here's the thing. I do share the same sentiments as you, Gretchen. My most improved player team for this season is Smart Omega as well. It really goes to show that a lot of people were doubting them because you would see in the comments, you'd see, oh, this is a B tier or a B
Mm.
tier lineup, the B tier gold laner with a, but then MPL is a team game. So whether you have an S or a star player, an S or an A players, for example, if they don't have any chemistry, it's not gonna be working. It's not gonna work. But then here comes Smart Omega. Yes, they were counted out. They were considered Division Two or not pro level. But they went and in. They had the chemistry. They were able to just show everyone that yeah, we might not be the best in terms of individual performance, but how we play, the chemistry we have, is what's gonna carry us throughout. It's very reminiscent of our previous teams, much like let's put it Blacklist for example. A lot there were no star players back then. It was really about
Yeah.
being able to have chemistry and build that's where the star players came out because they were able to highlight and strengthen everyone else's weaknesses and cover everyone's weaknesses. And that's how they were able to blossom to who they are. Then that would be my most improved team as well, would be Smart Omega. And since Greatchen and I share the same sentiments, how about you, Bipoler? Who is your most improved team?
Um. Guess what? I will not be agreeing with you guys. I am not on the same boat. I am very, very far away. But my most improved team actually will be still Onyx Philippines.
Oh,
Not because of just Savero, but because if you guys were watching the breakdown before or the past breakdowns of
yeah.
Miggy and I, and if you're not, please watch them. I'm telling you, so you can get the context. I can't
Hashtag
swear
if
in
you know,
this
you know.
podcast. Yeah, if you know, you know. I was dog watering every time Onyx Philippines because I hated their performance from the recent events. They're not the Onyx that I know to be. It's not like the full Onyx that
Yeah.
I was seeing. But this year, if you look at their stat line, it's always green. I guess up against the likes of Falcons and as well as Team Liquid, they always falter. But the rest of the run was so pristine that it made me become an Onyx fan.
Ooh.
Um, a little bit. TNC, I still love you guys, but Onyx, I'm still there. I'm getting a little bit of hate. You have character with this team, right? And with the help of Savero, they became a powerhouse once again. Not the powerhouse that we know Onyx has been before, but still a powerhouse. And if you think about it, it was still a very big risk and a very big gamble to put Keller outside of Onyx Philippines,
Yeah.
in my
Exactly.
eyes. So take out your star player, one of your star players, one of the star players, the gold standard out of Onyx Philippines. It was a big like a news flash for everybody that Kelra was out of the game or out of MPL Philippines, and then you put someone, the counterpart of Kelra from another region, and still become a powerhouse. I feel like that's an improvement nonetheless. And for them to be at number 3 spot, I was in my head before I put them in like number 5 or number 6. That's how I look at Onyx every time after the M series. But now, man oh man, they've improved nonetheless. They can still falter up against the Falcons and Team Liquid again, just repeating myself. But I feel like they've improved a lot. Yes, Omega improved so much. Yes, Twisted Minds improved so much. But I feel like that's a given. You expect these teams to improve so much so that they can battle up against these top 3 teams. But for them to still hold that spot, I feel like that's an improvement. So Onyx is the team for me.
Actually, so therefore, I guess to summarize how Bipolar felt, if you guys haven't watched it, do watch it. The videos are still here. You
Please
can watch the
watch.
previous episodes. Yeah,
If
please
you know, you
watch
know.
the breakdown. But basically, a lot of this is why our episodes got long that time. Kidding aside, but
Yeah.
it's because we were very emotional about Onyx performance. We were talking about how they should be doing better. It's as if they were
Yeah.
playing a shell of who they used to be. We were talking
Yeah.
about maybe roster changes were required, and true enough, Severo would have been the savior of that. But then it was coming from a place of not hating Onyx, but rather we expect them to do better because we know they could do better. And true enough, that's why I get why Bipolar is talking about Onyx, because he mentioned it there. His whole spiel, the gist of what he was saying was basically they can do better. I just don't know. I can't point my fingers on what has to change, but they can do better. And the change they needed turns
Yeah.
out it was coming from Indonesia, and that is why
Yeah.
Bipolar went for Onyx as the most improved team. And so, just because weak, quote unquote, weak teams aren't the only ones who can be improved. Because
Yeah.
the same sentiment, same argument can go with Team Falcons, because they were also doo-doo, they were also dog water the
Yes,
previous
sir.
seasons. But then suddenly, with the addition of Haji, now they're second seed. We saw that it was anyone's game. Suddenly that was the change they needed as well. And most improved teams are not bad teams. Most improved teams just means they got better than who they were, or they started playing how you expected them to play, because this is what we expect from our players, because this is one of the most competitive regions here in the
Yeah.
MLBB esports ecosystem. And so to recap that again, Greatchen and I are on the same boat, the Smart Omega boat. We are part of the barangay, while Bipolar, very
I'm a
valid, very
hedgehog.
emotional. Onyx as the most improved team as well. And I guess that pretty much covers up most improved whatevers. Now moving on, this is gonna be, since we talked about most improved players, most improved teams, we're gonna be talking about who are on top for them to challenge. We're gonna be making our dream teams. So I guess to start things off, I would be the one. So I guess to clarify, it's our flow. So we'll talk from priority for farms. So we'll go gold lane to jungle to XP to mid to roam.
Here.
So my
Okay.
dream team would probably be for my gold lane, it's gonna be Super Marco. My jungler is a pretty tough one, but actually it's not. It's Carl Teasy. Carl Teasy is my dream team. Carl Teasy, my jungler. Dang, it's just gonna probably be okay. So it seems like we're gonna be playing a lot of. We're gonna be putting basically Liquid plus one. I feel. So let's make it a bit harder. So
No,
we're gonna
no.
take one player. You can only take one player from each team.
Each
One
team.
player
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Yeah.
each
That's good.
team.
That's good.
So
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Team Falcons. So my jungler would be, yeah, I'll take Carl Easy in Team Liquid. He's just the gel. Super Marco from Team Falcons would be my gold laner. My XP laner. Huh. My extra laner.
Now you effed up.
Yeah, because I'm as much as I want to put Edward in, Edward has not been performing well. But fine,
Yep.
I'll put Edward there, since it's still the top.
Okay.
He's still in my top two. So Edward from Aurora. My mid lane would probably be I'll put Mingwin, El Capitan. I feel that he can work really well with Cartesi. I'd like to put
Okay.
Haji, but with Cartesi's inclusion, we're looking at a more passive or more properly paced out game, not really hyper aggressive. So Mingwin from Smart Omega. And then my roam would probably be Nova from AP Bren. Nova just plays
Mm.
the role so good, so well.
Hit up
He
my
finds
dick.
all the creative angles that you could take, and that's why he's gonna be my roam. So to recap, that's gonna be Super Marco from Team Falcons, Carl TZ, the Goat, and my jungle from Team Liquid, Edward from Aurora, Mingwin from Smart Omega, El Capitan, and Nova from AP Brand because the way he plays his roams, actually super shout out to him for playing a really good Marcel, showing everyone else how to play Marcel. And those would be my five. I guess. How about you guys? Let's start with Bipolar this time. Bipolar, who's gonna be your
Okay.
dream team?
Okay. I'll start it off. I was so ready for this. I was gonna pick one from each team. I'll go Dom and Kite first on the gold lane.
Ooh.
My sub will be Savero. There's no sub. There's no sub. There's no sub. There's no sub. I'll put Doming on my gold lane. Just because this is the cast. This is like the hopeful caster in me. I'm gonna pick like the wildest bunch in my dream team. But I feel like this kind of works. So Dom and Kite on my gold lane. I'll put Zyda on my jungle. Just because I want a Fanny user in my team. Plus, I feel like Zyda needs a team that can really, really be aggressive, or at least like can play towards him. So Domenkite, Zyda, then Sanford coming in from Team Liquid Philippines. I almost said Team Liquid Aqua. Um, for, for my mid lane, this is where I actually struggle to pick. Um, hmm, hmm. It's between Twisted Minds, or I mean like Falcons and as well as Onyx.
Ooh,
Um,
right, Super Fritz was still in the run. Ooh,
yeah, Super Friends was still there, right? It's
I
been
changed my
it's
mind.
between Haji and then
Yeah, we'll
Super
talk
Friends.
revisions
No,
later. We'll talk revisions later.
mm, you can put him in your sub, Miggy. It's okay.
We're taking my play.
I'll put Super Friends in my Onyx, in
In
my
your
mid lane,
audience.
and then Nova as well on my roam, just because it's so. Imagine, guys, Nova and as well as Super Friends going toe to toe with other roamers and as well as mid lane.
Oh my
Oh, that would be
god,
so cool to
yeah.
watch. Oh, that would be so cool to watch. And then you see someone out of a fanny just going towards the very tier 2 turret in the mid lane. It's gonna be so cool. But yeah, and then Savero on my subline. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Actually, I have a question. Why choose? Because if we're talking Fanny users, right? Why choose uh Zaida over Ryzen? Ryzen was playing a hella good Fanny, right? You've seen his
Oh
backdoor plays and stuff.
yeah. One TNC by blood.
Okay, okay.
Two, um, when I saw Zaida from the previous season on site, there was a different taste from Zaida, man. I am telling you, that guy has unlocked potential. Ryzen is amazing. I have to give it to him. But I feel like Zaida can easily outgrow Ryzen in terms of skill level
Whoa.
and hero pool.
Hot take, hot take.
So I really just feel like, I mean, big ups to TNC for getting Zaida, but I feel like Zaida is not in a place where he can shine right now. So I really have big hopes for Zaida. I'm telling you, next top 2 jungler in the Philippines, Zaida. From
Ooh.
this point on. I am
Okay,
telling you
okay.
guys.
Since we like digging up from previous videos, we're gonna be clipping that. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna be. We're probably the next breakdown. We're probably gonna be doing that the next season, right? Or MSC. We're gonna be having this
Sure,
all over
why
again,
not?
right? We're gonna be talking about their performance and stuff. So
Sure.
we will be talking about this too. We'll probably remember this, but yeah, that's an awesome lineup. Honestly, I forgot about Super Friends, so I'll probably sub him in. I'm sorry. He's from my town. He's also from my town. He's right
No,
just
no.
near here, and
Oops.
so I'm gonna revise my list later on. But yeah, that's why. This is why we're having the breakdown because we are breaking things down and building things up again. Ah. So with that being said, how about you, Greatchen? Who
Greatchen.
is your dream team?
Okay. It's quite challenging because you can only take one player from each team. I would have preferred two, but things
Only
are
one.
like this, but only one. Ho ho ho. So for my gold lane, it would be Super Marco from Team Falcons, EXP lane, Sanford from Team Liquid, Jungler, of course, Zaida from TNC.
Ah,
Mm.
let's go, Greatchen! Oh, the mindset! Ah. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
good.
I'm sorry.
Dang, I lost.
Okay. For the mid lane, it would be Super Friends from Onyx Philippines. And lastly, Roamer Light from Aurora.
Yeah.
So those are my main five. So if I would explain, still also same rational as Bipoler. I've seen a lot of potential and talent from Zaida, and hopefully there would be some type of re-roster happening in the next season because if not, his potential would be wasted. That's my sentiments when it comes to it. Zaida has a lot of potential and I passionately believe in that. So hopefully in the next season it will be utilized accordingly. And I feel like Super Friend, Super Marco, and Light would somehow have the connection that we need in order to make the dream Philippine team representing the Philippines. So that's just my gut feeling based on their performance. So yeah, that's mine.
Oh, okay, okay. So I guess to recap, I'm changing my answer. But yeah, I forgot about Super Fridge. But then the thing about that actually, when I'm thinking about it, if I'm looking at my lineup, so I'm not sure if you guys were thinking about it too. If you guys were just picking star players and stuff, I thought of how players would work together.
Yep.
So it makes sense on my end. It makes sense to put Mingwin there because I feel like with him calling the shots, Carl TC will have someone to dictate like how the flow should go from early to mid game, and then but then on the side of having super friends as well, you have someone you can trust. If the gold laner cannot carry, you have a super strong hyper carry found in super friends with his holy hell carry lineup. But I guess actually, I'm sticking to my answer. I want to keep Mingwin there because for chemistry's sake. But yeah, I'll put Super Friends as my sixth man. Like, just in case,
There you
okay.
go. There you go.
Cause cause honestly, okay. I wanna hear your thoughts. I know this might be going off tangent with the dream team talks, but how would you describe or how would you compare Sanji to Super Friends in terms of play style? Because Sanji plays aggressively, but then his aggression is more to pressure or control. While Super Friends
Yeah.
is just like, I want to kill. I will kill. That's how aggressive he plays. He plays aggressively because he wants to get a kill. He wants to actually try to secure a greater advantage with his playstyle. So I want to hear your thoughts on how Sanji compares to Super Friends in terms of playstyle. I guess let's start with Greatchen.
On my case, somehow Sanji is more calculated in a way wherein every time there is a macro objective need to be taken in the game, the way he positions himself is the one thing Team Liquid actually needs in order to get it in the first place. And if you're going to notice his signature heroes, one of which would be a Louis,
Yeah.
those surprise elements is something unique about Sanji that you cannot find in other mid laners. But the reason as to why I pick out the Super Friends in my dream team is technically the kills that he creates in the game also converts to the macro pressure that we need in order to push forward. So that aggression of Super Friends, that's something that I feel like really complements well with Zaida, with Super Marco, and the Sanford and Light. So that's somehow my rationale behind the way I also design my dream team, because I just feel like if there's a chance in the future, chance in 10 years from now, it would somehow fit everything into the puzzle. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I guess. How about you, Bipolar? I want to hear your thoughts
Um,
on Sanji versus Super Friends.
it's the same. For Gretchen, honestly, Sanji is very, how do you call this? Um, what's the word? Calculated, and as well as you don't get scared when you have Sanji.
Yeah.
You always have this. The world is reliable. I feel like Sanji is so reliable in a sense that when he is in Team Liquid, there's really no holes for that team, right? But the the difference is for Super Friends is aggressiveness, and that's why I love him for my dream team, because again, connected with Gretchen, I'm really not copy pasting Gretchen's thoughts here.
It's okay.
I was the first one that called out Super Friends and Zaida, so put some respect. But yeah, I do agree with Gretchen. You have this guy that will get you kills out of the blue with his aggressive playstyle. Combine that with Zaidan, who is not afraid to go and dive in. It's just so good. Plus you have Nova beside you that will really just give you like visions, will give you setups, will give you a lot of space. So Super Prince is just one of the most aggressive mid laners, if not the best, or if not the most aggressive, that can combine with my dream team. And that's why I like him. Plus, I'm play by play. I love seeing aggressive people.
Yeah.
So if he gets a kill out of nowhere, I will be
Woo!
hyped the F up. So that's why I love Super Friends.
Okay, just to recap. So you guys are taking up. I guess the way I understand it, your lineups are very tempo reliant. So it's really the aggression that brings up the win, and that's why they're your dream team. So to recap, my dream
Yeah.
team would be Super Marco, uh, Carl Tizzy, Edward, Mingwin, and Nova. For Bipolar, it's gonna be Domenkite,
Yeah.
uh, Zaida,
Mm-hmm.
Sanji, I believe. Sanji, right? Ah, sorry,
It's
Sanford.
Sanford.
Sanford. And Super Friends and Nova.
Yeah.
On the side of Greatchen, it's gonna be Super Marco, it's Zaida as well. And then you had
Yeah.
Sanford, and then Super Friends and Light. So we
Yeah.
are looking at a mix of everyone else's lineup, but then it's clear that we get a lot of our heroes or a lot of our players from a lot of the top teams because they are there to shine and they do really well in the roles they play. And with that being said, if we are mentioning the best of the best and the dream team, who is your regular season MVP? Bipolar. Ooh. Zaida.
Zaida, number one. Storm from TNC. This is so. Honestly, I only had one in my notes, and it was always Carl TZ. Um, so yeah, that's the most lame answer that I could give you. Regular season MVP will still be Carl TZ for me. It's Carl TZ. There wasn't a lot of like mistakes, and you can see it from the stat line itself.
Yeah.
Carl TZ is just him. I don't know. It's so boring though. If it was someone else, I'd give it to Carl TZ still. That's crazy. That's crazy.
How about, I guess if it's Carl Tizzy, how about you, Greatchen? This is
Can
like a stuck up question.
copy and paste from Bipoler. So
Yeah.
Carl TZ, no doubt it proves via stats, it proves via gameplay.
Yeah.
Everything falls in line with Carl TZ. So yeah. No explanations needed. It's straight to the point.
It's Carl
Uh,
easy.
and it's
Yeah.
Carl
It's a
Teasy.
goat.
Honestly, I do agree. Same sentiments as well. So since we are just talking about, all of the above, it's Carl Teasy, guys. But who is your second placers? Since we are talking about our first placers, a lot of people tend to look or forget about who could have
Carl
been
easy.
the honorable mention. Carl Teasy for second.
Carl
But
easy.
yeah, I guess since we were talking, since it's basic. Everyone wants Carl Teasy to win, or it's probably gonna be regular season and potentially final season MVP. I feel so, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. But I guess how about your second place or your runner ups? I guess on my end, since I'm the one who brought the topic up, my runner up would probably be Super Marco actually. Super Marco is gonna be my second runner up or first runner up for regular season MVP. If not Carl Tizzi, I feel like Super Marco is gonna get it. Just because of how if you guys watch these games, with him being there, Team Falcons, though they may have a really bad start, or say abysmal start, they could always find it or clutch it because Super Marco is the confidence booster that gives the Team Falcons that we still have a chance. We just need to give Super Marco space, and a lot of the highlights go to him. That's why he's bulletproof. That's why a lot of the media being put out is just how Super Marco is currently the standard right now, with Kelra being taken out. But as humble as Super Marco gets, he still feels like he needs improvement. And for me, if it's not Carl Tizzi, I think Super Marco might just take the regular season MVP. How about you, Bipolar?
For me, I was gonna go Super Marco as well, but I would like to have two first runner up, if
Okay, go
that's
ahead. Yeah,
okay.
no one's gonna be fighting. We already know who's
Yeah,
our
I know.
first placer, so just fight for
Yeah,
second
yeah,
place, right?
yeah. The second one will be JP from Team Liquid. Yes, it's not flashy. Yes, you don't have kills, but this is why I hate myself every time. I always glaze the rumors, but yeah, JP would be my MVP, not because of his instant stat line, but on how he delivers for his team. Maybe that's why I'm back on JP. But yeah, Super Marco still. Super Marco, then JP. Those are my first runner ups. Yeah.
Always reliable. JP may not be as flashy, but the impact he gives, it's low key. But
Yeah.
Team Liquid won't be working if JP wasn't the one calling the shots as well. That's why he is, in fact, the daddy.
Yeah, the daddy.
I guess. So same sentiments with Bipolar with Super Marco. How about you, Greatchen? Who will be fighting or duking it out for second place?
Okay, I will copy and paste you, Meggy. Because
Yeah.
it's somehow super Marco because same sentiments as you. And just to add on your thoughts, because Super Marco is also the week 4 and the week 8 MVP of the regular season.
Ooh,
So I feel like it speaks a lot about how his contribution made a difference on how Team Falcons plays at the second right now. Because if you're going to look at statistics, yes, Coral TZ is undeniably the number one player
the
we have in
goat.
MPL Philippines. And when you look at the second place, it really goes to Super Marco. So I would say I would base it off on statistics. I'll go for him.
Okay. So with that being said, our first placer is Carl TZ for regular season MVP, and our second placer is Super Marco. So we are still all in agreement because stats and vibes. So with that being
Yes.
said, I think that pretty much covers all of the awards we're gonna be giving out for the regular season. And now, without further ado, we're gonna be talking about the playoffs. This is our predictions, our
Let's go.
Nostradamus. We're gonna be talking about each column. So it's gonna be Onyx Philippines versus Aurora first. So we were talking a lot about this a while back, but I'll start us off. I'll kick us off because this is what we're gonna be talking about. Onyx Philippines versus Aurora, both strong teams, but I feel that Onyx Philippines actually might take it from here, just because I feel like storyline wise, I feel that Severo's time for this season has not yet ended. I feel
Yeah,
that Aurora needs this to wake up as well. So it's gonna be that's gonna be what's gonna be the contention there. We're in Onyx Philippines. It's their storyline. They have what it takes to take it to MSC. While Aurora Philippines, this is their wake up call. This is something has to be done. Something has to change, and this is the series that's gonna tell all what's gonna happen. Moving on to our upper brackets. But yeah, on my end, it's gonna be Onyx Philippines winning against Aurora Philippines. And how about you, Bipoler?
I mean, for me, I won't dive deep on my thoughts. I'll just be saying the teams. But yeah, I'm a fan now, a little bit, 10%. On the Philippines wins this first match.
Okay, okay. So you guys, that's two for Onyx, none for Aurora. But Greatchen, I want to hear your thoughts.
Aurora.
Ooh.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Let's
Okay, so
go!
since you are the odd man out, odd woman out, I want to hear your thoughts. Why Aurora? I guess.
I I've been proven wrong by Aurora Gaming quite a lot of times, especially
Yeah,
during M7, wherein I expected Team Liquid to go for the championship. But then Aurora Gaming proved to us that they too can change form every time a lot is at stake. So
yeah,
I feel like it will still be the same story when we go into the playoffs, especially for tomorrow, May 27. That's why I'm pretty excited to see on the weeks that Aurora Gaming has been resting, how they have been reviewing, revamping, so that they will somehow prove us wrong again during this run. So yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be two for Onyx, one for Aurora. Next one. So I guess I do actually like Bipolar's take on it because if we overanalyze it, it kind of it's not for us to say because we are just talking. These are our thoughts and opinions. So I think we should keep it as is with our thoughts, like very briefly talk about it because we might get hate. but can, but can
for
you?
Gretchen, it's okay. For Gretchen, it's okay.
It's
For
okay.
Gretchen.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm kidding, but yeah, I think that's the best way to go around it because all of these teams are gonna surprise us one way or another. Because
Yeah,
as
it's the
Gretchen
playoffs.
said, it's just like the world being round. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Oh, that all rhymed. Ah. So picking it back up from where we left off, I forgot how we got here, but I believe we were
Ah,
talking about. It just so happens every time it's us three. I guess my internet can't handle it, but now we're here. We were talking about our predictions for Omega Esports versus Twisted Minds, and we said that we were gonna
yeah,
be talking about our thoughts and opinions briefly because these teams will always surprise us. Our teams will always be like that. And
yeah.
I guess to kick things off, I believe my thoughts here it's gonna be I guess my prediction for this one. It's gonna be a 3-2. That's my prediction. A 3-2 for Omega. I want to see a 5 game series from them. How about you, Greatchen?
Also same sentiments, 3-2 for Omega moving forward, because we've already seen how Smart Omega versus Twisted Minds are usually close-knitted games, and I'm pretty much expecting it replicated during the playoffs.
Ooh. How about you, Bipolar?
Again, it's hard to say, right? Coming in towards the regular season when we saw them match up against each other, it's very, very hard to tell. But I do want that vest, so Omega Esports all the way.
So all three of us think or assume or predict it's Team Liquid Philippines
Y-
versus Omega moving forward to the upper bracket semifinals. Now
Yes,
moving
sir.
on, this is where we'll kind of be divulging. We're gonna be talking about different topics or different matchups. But I guess we'll start it off with Omega versus Team Liquid. So I think that since we all did agree on that, those will be the teams facing off. So Team Liquid versus Omega. For me, it's gonna be Team Liquid. No questions asked. Team Liquid's gonna be my horse. Literal pun intended. My horse for this match. How about you, Greatchen?
3-1 in favor
Oh,
of Team Liquid. Yeah.
dang.
I feel like Omega has something that they will bring up against Team Liquid that can be like their kryptonite. So I'm giving them at least one. So 3-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be Netski's Barang against Team Liquid Philippines.
Yon!
How about you? For context, it's Barang is a Filipino curse word. It's to curse them or a way. It's like a
Yeah.
spell to put bad luck on a team. So that's what they call it. And it's funny that it's coming from the barangay Omega as well, right? So
Yeah.
the puns just are just giving. But how about you, Bipolar?
Team Liquid, yeah.
Team
That's it.
Liquid,
Team Liquid.
all aboard the Liquid Stampede. They're gonna be moving on to the upper bracket finals. So moving forward, we're gonna be looking at Team Falcons on our end. Bipolar and I were talking about it. It's gonna be Team Falcons versus Onyx.
Yeah.
While Greatchen predicted it's gonna be Team Falcons versus Aurora. So on my end here, it's gonna be Team Falcons securing the series against Onyx Philippines. Actually, how about you, Bipolar?
I was gonna go Onyx. I'm leaning towards Falcons now for some reason. Just because all you need to do for Onyx right now is just ban out the Heroes for King Kong and you win.
Yeah.
But I still go for Onyx here. I feel like Severo will step up and
Ooh.
show the true Severo power. So yeah, Falcons lose, Onyx win in the upper bracket semifinals.
I actually want to see that happen. I want to see Savero activate because we are looking at the standard right now. Super Marco is the current standard for the gold lane. So
Yeah,
Savero does have to step up if they want to beat Team Falcons because the strong four versus strong four of Team Falcons, Team and Onyx, that's not gonna be enough, especially with
yeah.
the insurance policy which is Super Marco. So that's where we'll divulge. So that's gonna be on Bipolar's thinking Onyx. I'm thinking Team Falcons. Well, how about you, Greatchen?
Team Falcons, but I feel like Aurora would would be swept in this series,
Oh,
unfortunately. So they would go in the lower bracket.
okay, so with that being said, that we're gonna be going down to the lower bracket semifinals, I think. So that's gonna be between. We're gonna be talking about actually. Do
This
we
is a
want to talk
lot to
about it?
take.
It's because it's so many theoreticals we're gonna be talking about if we're gonna talk about the lower bracket, but it's gonna be Onyx. Basically, it's gonna be any of the three teams versus Omega. So
Yeah,
I believe on my end, it's any of the three teams who win against Omega.
same, same.
Okay, so that pretty much covers it for the upper bracket and lower bracket semifinals. Because basically, Omega is gonna be going down lower brackets. They're gonna be the ones first eliminated in double LMs. And then moving forward now, we're gonna be looking at Team Liquid Philippines versus either Onyx or Team Falcons. So on my end, I'll start. I'm still gonna be leaning towards Team Liquid. Team Liquid will probably be the ones moving on to the grand finals for the upper bracket. How about you, Greatchen, since you are also Team Falcons versus Team Liquid?
Team Liquid automatically one of the grand finalists because Team Falcons will go down in the lower bracket finals.
Oh, okay, okay. So, with that being said, since Greatchen and I share the same sentiments, how about you, Bipolar? It's Onyx versus Team Liquid.
3-0 Team Liquid.
Okay, so we all know or assume and predict Team Liquid is going to be the ones moving forward to the grand finals from the upper bracket. Now we're looking at the lower bracket, which is going to be any of the three teams versus Team Falcons or sorry, yeah, Team Onyx or Team Philippines,
Team
Team
Falcons.
Falcons. So
Yes.
I feel like it's still gonna be on my end since it's anyone's game. So from the lower bracket, I strongly feel it's gonna be an Onyx versus Team Falcons rematch, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be Team Falcons coming out on top. Still, actually, if it's gonna be Onyx versus Team Falcons down in the lower bracket, I think it's gonna be Onyx. Onyx might actually have it in them to beat out Team Falcons because it's a whole nother story if it's a best of seven. It's a best of five versus a best of seven, and I think it's gonna be a mental game, and I think Onyx gonna be the ones to step up against Team Falcons for lower bracket finals, which I'm now seeing that it is in fact a best of seven as well. How about you, Bipolar?
I mean, it's between. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? It's between Onyx, Aurora, and Falcons now in the lower
Yeah,
bracket final.
basically.
I will negate Falcons as a whole. Because I feel like they will lose to Aurora and as well as Onyx Philippines in the lower bracket finals. But if it was Onyx versus Falcons, I will see Onyx in the grand finals. If it's Aurora versus Falcons, Aurora will win in the finals.
Ooh,
So it's anybody's game. But I feel like Falcons will very much lose in the lower bracket finals.
okay. So with that being said, how about you, Greatchen?
Sorry, hot take. Because, in my opinion, for the lower bracket finals, if it were Aurora Gaming versus Sport Omega, Omega would
Oh yeah.
win.
Ooh,
So I feel like Smart Omega would proceed to the lower bracket finals to face Team Falcons there in the best of seven. But the story would change because I feel like against these two teams, Team Falcons would proceed going into the grand finals. So technically, a rematch in the upper bracket finals between Team Liquid versus Team Falcons. So that's my opinion.
okay. So with that being said, who will our champion be?
Team
Team
Liquid.
Liquid.
Aurora Philippines.
Yeah. Hey. But yeah, so on my end, it's gonna be Team Liquid for the champion of this season. Greatchen, as she said it as well, shouted it actually. So it's gonna be Team Liquid. How about you, Bipolar?
For me, you know me, Miggy, right? I love Liquid as a whole, entirely, but I
Yeah.
always want to see the top players lose. So it's either between Onyx or Aurora. I'm banking on
Mm.
those two teams. Come back to this video. Comment down below. Bipolar
So
is the
okay,
goat
so
in predictions.
okay, so with that being said, so we're gonna adjust the promo match we're gonna be posting within the week. So what is gonna be your final say, Bipolar? If it ours is Team
I'm so
Liquid.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about
No,
that.
it's okay. Now we
Uh,
have to revamp it. So we have to. So that's how we'll clip
I'm
it.
so
We're gonna
sorry.
see the
I'm so
prediction.
sorry.
It thought you done anyway, so don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry. No, no, realistically, it's Team Liquid still. But in my heart, it's Onyx and Aurora. But yeah,
You're
Team
getting
Liquid.
ahead of me because I'm bipolar. You're getting
Yeah,
ahead
I'm
of
so
me
sorry. I'm so
because
sorry.
my
I'm
follow
so
up
sorry.
question is who is our top three? Because we're only gonna be able to
Ah,
paint two
okay,
Ah.
into
okay.
MSC. So who's gonna be the no
Okay.
rankings? So we already more or less mentioned that Team Liquid as Bipolar suddenly shifted and pivoted to Team Liquid being the champion. Who's gonna be your top three strongest in the region right now? Who has the shot at being one of the two potential representatives of MPL Philippines in the upcoming MSC? I guess to kick things off, of course, mine's gonna be Team Liquid, Onyx, and Team Falcons. Actually, those are my three. Sorry, Aurora, but then you know how they've been performing. But then who knows? The drafting for best of five series and best of seven series is very different. Maybe that's where
Yeah.
Aurora's gonna shine. But given how they're looking, the way their body language speaks, my top three are gonna be Team Liquid, Onyx. Team Liquid, Team Falcons, and Onyx. Those are my top three. And with that being said, Greatchen, how about you? Or your
If we're going to follow the playoffs prediction that I mentioned, it would be top one, Team Liquid, top two, Team Falcons, top three, surprisingly, Smart Omega. Because
oh
technically, they're in the lower bracket finals, on my opinion,
yeah
against
Yeah.
Team Falcons. So technically, they are the top three that I have in mind.
Ooh, okay, okay. Hot take, hot take. So you guys will see that as well. Just kidding. But how about you, Bipolar? Top three.
I mean, yeah, just like Gretchen, right? If you're looking at my own playoffs prediction, it will be Team Liquid, Onyx, and then Aurora.
Okay.
That is such a scuffed lineup for me. Holy mother of God. But yeah, I'm backing on that.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood because, yes, again, these are our opinions and thoughts. So if you guys have your own, you feel free to put them down in the comments so we can talk about it. Have a discussion going on because as much as personally, I feel like we should get at least 3 slots now because of how competitive the Philippines is. But we should also give chances to the other team because the other rising up and coming seasons as well.
Regions. Yeah.
Because it's not like this isn't a seal clubbing. You wanna grow each region equally and fairly. So it's only right that each region should, no matter how strong they are, no matter how competitive they are, you should still be fair about the slot
Yeah.
distribution. And with
Yeah.
that being said, that is basically our playoff predictions, guys. With Team Liquid, all three of us saying Team Liquid's gonna be champions, and our top threes are very, very, very different. And hope to hear you guys your thoughts as well in the comments down below. And we're pretty much wrapping up our breakdown of the MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs. I guess without any explanations, without anything, I want to hear from you guys. One word for the playoffs. So one word to describe the playoffs or the upcoming playoffs. What would it be? Bipolar.
Unexpected.
Okay. How about you, Greatchen?
Volatile.
Mm.
Mine would be upsetting. So basically, all of our words are the same thing. We just looked at a thesaurus and it's like
Synonyms.
synonym
Synonyms.
of comebacks, upsets, and but yeah. So basically, all three of us, without actually update, none of us talked about our one word before we talked about this section. It just so happens that we were all thinking the same thing. That it's gonna be something's gonna be there's gonna be a wrench in the plans or a messed up cog in the machine. Something's gonna just shake up the whole playoffs, and I'm actually excited to see that because we are gonna be heading into the MPL season playoffs when this video is posted. It's gonna be ongoing, or possibly a few hours before it starts getting on, but yeah, that's gonna be wrapping up again. So Bipolar, what is your word?
Unexpected.
Unexpected. Greatchen, what's your word?
Volatile.
And mine is gonna be upsetting. So we are looking at a very competitive, very wild cardy, random ass games we're gonna be seeing. I feel like we're gonna be seeing a lot of upsets, and they are seeing the same thing. We're gonna be seeing a different kind of MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs. And with that being said, that pretty much oops. that no, did that.
Not yet.
That
Not
is
yet. Not
the
yet.
we
Not
did
yet.
not edit that panel, but we're gonna be ending it on
Ah.
here. It's at mid season, but yeah. Thank you guys for tuning into the whole MPL Philippines Season 17. We talked about preseason, we talked about mid-season, and now we're talking about playoffs. Possibly, we're gonna be talking about end of season. We're gonna probably recap that. Who knows? Depends on the time, depends on the schedule. But of course, welcome to the breakdown where we just discuss esports. We talk our opinions, we share our thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys for heading and watching our podcast right now. The breakdown again. Special thanks to Bipoler and Greatchen for tuning in and being part of our panel. And before I wrap this whole thing up, the floor is yours, Bipoler and Greatchen. You guys do feel free to shout out or what the rule, the usuals. So again, let's start it off with Bipoler.
Okay, I'll make this quick because it's past Gretchen's bedtime. It's almost
Oh.
12 midnight. So I'll make this quick. I'll make this very, very good. Thank you very much to Miggy for creating the breakdown. Honestly, it's such a great refresher. It's such a great space for us to talk about MLBB as a whole. Thank you to Gretchen as well. We were casters in Athena, and speaking about Athena, I hope you guys don't just support MPL, support MDL, and as well as Athena as well, or at least the
Agree.
players outside of MPL, because honestly, different tastes and amazing MLB will be shown there, and support the teams that will be flying off to EWC as well. But yeah, you can find me on Bipoler at BIPOLE triple R's on dead, triple R's on the end. So it's BIPOLERRRR. Thank you very much to Coach Leo as well. Big shout outs to him for including me and as well as Moonton in the Talent Academy. Hopefully,
Woo!
all of us three here you will see in the MPL scene, or at least in the same league of
Sheesh.
Moonton. But yeah, thank you very much to you guys as well for watching Miggy's breakdown every time. So yeah, big ups to you guys, and as well as these two up and as well as below me.
The breakdown of my internet every time it's us three.
Yeah, shout out to the internet of Miggy.
Shout out. Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored. But maybe if they do, you know, if you guys want to sponsor this too, you know, hopefully. But
Hopefully.
kidding aside, Greatchen, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much to Maggie for inviting us again and for trusting us with our unique
Oh yeah.
insights and perspective. Because, of course, you could have invited other people, but you still chose Bipolar and I. So, thank you so much. And, of course, shout out to Bipolar. Thank you for acknowledging my bedtime, remembering it.
I got you, Gretch. I got you.
Okay, so with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you again, Bipoler and Greatchen. I will be including their socials in the description box down below. Again, this was The Breakdown, your primary source of esports news and discussions. We talked about MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs, and it's gonna be happening. It's gonna be happening in San Juan Arena during the May 27 to May 31. So hopefully you guys got your tickets and hope you guys actually tune into the live streams. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys again for tuning in. If you like this type of content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Again, this was Miggy with Bipolar and Greatchen, and we'll catch you guys next time.